Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another video. If you are by some wonderful happenstance new here, my name is Jules, and in 3 hours I have to catch a train to get a plane. And I have not packed, and my house is a mess, and nothing is ready. So obviously my priority is now filming this video for you guys. The weather is also absolutely horrible. It is tipping down with rain. It's basically still nighttime outside. So I figured maybe I could share with you how I use my iPad in my drawing practice, and how you can, a few little tips in Procreate, which is an app that a lot of people use for drawing. I don't feel like I need to introduce Procreate. I'm sure there's some better videos on that if you need that. But how I use my iPad as a digital sketchbook, and this is, I guess, kind of applicable because, I'm traveling this next week, and when you're traveling, sometimes you don't want to take 3 sketchbooks with you. You can't take all of your materials with you, but digitally, you can often replicate the same kind of effects. So I can just take one sketchbook and some minimal supplies and my iPad and have a world of tools at my disposal. So I'm going to try and set up so you can see my iPad screen, and I will be right back with you with a little tutorial, I guess, on how to set up your iPad as a digital sketchbook. See you over there. Okay, I cleaned my bathroom and we are back. So this is Procreate, the app that I was talking about. Super popular. I would say maybe the #1 drawing app. I mean, it's not the only app that's available. I think I purchased it when I got maybe my second ever iPad. I've always had, I'm lucky enough to be a part of this generation that grew up with as technology was really expanding. And so I had an iPad actually before I had a laptop, like a computer. And I don't think I can imagine my life without an iPad in it, really. But this is, I'm not like an Apple person. I'm filming this on my Android phone. But like, just in general, I think that iPads are really, really good. I use my iPad for so much stuff. But that's not the point of this video. The point is that Procreate was, I think it's like a $10 one-off payment for this app. And I would say that this is 100% recommended. It's not a subscription-based thing, which is just amazing in this day and age. I will pay for just about anything that is not a subscription. And really, it just contains all of the tools that you would need to do stuff. I use this for things for work, for things for my YouTube channel, things just for fun, or honestly just to randomly make stuff that I feel like I want to see. So the question is, when you go to set up a new file in Procreate, so when I tap this plus button here, you can select the size of canvas you want. I mean, that's fairly basic. I'll just go for my screen size for the sake of this video. And you can add layers, right? So you can make it so you can draw over each individual layer. That's like kind of digital art 101. But what a lot of people don't realize is that actually there is a lot of cool tools hidden behind I love that this is so simple, right? Like it's very approachable. But there's this one really cool tool that you can use to set it up so that you can have separate pages in your file. So I have an iPad Pro, and this is the 2nd generation Apple Pencil or something. But in the settings, if you go to Canvas and you turn on Page Assist, you can see that it's turned my layers, I have 3 layers here, and it's turned them into pages that I can draw on separately. So for example, if I take just take the 6B pencil, everyone's favorite brush, and I can draw, an apple. Perfect. Wow, Jules. Masterpiece. And then I can go to my next page and I can say, oh, okay, great. Next idea, I'm going to draw an apple like cut in half, and you might think like, oh, Jules, this is well and good, but I actually really like the idea of being able to use the layers in Procreate as they are designed to be used as well. And so I have a little tip for this. So when you press the new page button here, it will make a new layer here as well. But if I wanted to, for example, create another layer over this, then I would take this layer that's called page 4, and I could say combine down, And this makes a group of layers. So now I can hide or show the green apple layer, and maybe I could add some kind of like, maybe if I want to make the outside red. This is not a tutorial on how to draw in Procreate, in case that wasn't clear. Like, it's just a tutorial on how I use this layer assister feature. So this is one thing that you can do, so you can draw over and not lose your progress, right? And you can still have it as one page in the book. So this is my first page, and then now this is my second page, even though those are technically two layers. So I hope that you know, is helpful, because that was one of my first questions when I started. However, I do like to use this sort of digital sketchbook format as a way to basically just work in one layer, to not get bogged down in so many of the details. Digital art is really, it's so easy to get bogged down in the details with digital art and to be constantly undoing and erasing. So I wanted to get away from that a little bit. And so I decided to make myself a digital sketchbook. And I downloaded a couple of brush packs as well, which I really like, and I'll mention them, but you don't need anything fancy for this. So this is my digital sketchbook. And I really was starting this last year around Christmas time. These are my Christmas card designs that I was trying to come up with. And you can see here that I have all of my pages here at the bottom. And when I started this, I was really thinking, okay, I'm just going to have it like literally be a sketchbook. One layer per page, and we just doodle, and if it doesn't work out, then we just have a new page instead. So this was my, I guess this is, I will give you a quick tour of my digital sketchbook. There are not that many pages. But I was trying out some of these designs for my Christmas cards, just trying out some text for my Christmas cards, you know, and you can see that I was really like treating this as if it's like a genuine sketchbook. I wasn't worried about making perfect art pieces. I'm not an expert at digital art. I was just, you know, really planning this out. I even started dating my pages. You can see I was doing this on the 24th of November, experimenting with some different brushes. I downloaded the True Grit Texture Supply brush pack, the free one that they have. They have like a sampler brush pack. I would highly recommend you download it. They have some really, really cool brushes. But I was experimenting with their stipple brushes, and also I put some kind of paper texture in the background. So you can also download textures that you can use for digital art, right, for backgrounds. So for some of these pages, I thought, oh, wouldn't it be cool if there was some like craft brown paper pages, like a bit of a junk journal type of thing. Again, messing with some more typography and this paper texture. I just really love these brushes. I think that they feel the most natural that I've ever used. Really just like not I think this one made it onto my Instagram actually, but you can see I was really just like doodling, not taking anything seriously, playing around with all sorts of colors. I really love this little bird. He's so round. Oh, it makes me so happy. But yeah, this was also just like on one layer, and I was using these marker brushes that I found. This was a sketch for an ex libris design that I made for myself. I didn't end up using this one, but it did develop into something I did use. So this is where I downloaded the True Grit Texture Supply color mark brushes. So this is like, I've always wanted to use alcohol markers, but I didn't want to. I'm not sponsored, by the way, by any of these things. Nobody pays me to make YouTube. I'm just out here sharing my favorite things. I've always wanted to get into using alcohol markers, but I know that in order to really get into it, you need to own so many colors. And I also find them quite hard to use and quite annoying because they bleed through the pages. So one thing which I think is a real advantage for me with digital art is that there is this color mark brush set which is designed to represent alcohol markers. And it comes with, you know, so many fun brushes. Let me show you somewhere here. Yeah. So you can see it comes with a bunch of liners, and then a bunch of chisel shaped brushes, and also brush tip brushes, and they come in sort of like bold, like smooth lines, or slightly scratchy, more faded lines, drier textures, and also like the fine tip, so like the other end of the brush marker or whatever. And then there's like just a couple of effects, like you can get like a pigment effect, I guess. Like, so like if there was a bit of texture on the paper and the ink had sunk in more there, or you can also do this banding effect. So when you would stripe the page, like this with a pen, and then you end up with that effect. So it's really cool that you can do all of these things. I really love these brushes. I haven't spent that much money on digital brushes, but I think that this one, I just think they really feel like using an actual pen. I can't explain it in any other way. But they also come with, it also comes with a set of colors, which obviously, like, sure, it's digital art. You could make a limitless range of colors for yourself with no problems whatsoever. But it is kind of nice that it comes with a set of colors, almost like if you got like the full set of Copics or something. So this is me swatching out all of the colors that it comes with. So this was the reds and neutrals, and then this was sort of the greens, yellows, and also the browns, but like the cooler browns, and the greens and the cool blues and purples. And you can just see that these colors are just so fun. I just really love the effect of these brushes. I really feel like it looks so good. And they also have some like of these like fluorescent colors. Obviously you can't actually get fluorescence on a screen, but I would say that fluorescent green is coming real close, to be honest. So yeah, couldn't recommend these brushes enough. I think True Grit Texture Supply were recommended to me so many times by different people, and I have no regrets that I finally tried them. They also have a lot of cool brushes for other apps as well. So like they have the same brush packs across apps. So even if you don't use Procreate, you could try it out. So this was me experimenting then with this alcohol marker pack. So you can see here in the background on this teal section of the bug, I've used the horizontal banding tool, and I've also applied some of these little pigment things. So in the end, it really does, you know, I showed some people this and they thought it could have been a photo, you know, of a piece of paper that I'd drawn on. Like this sort of effect of the coloring, it really does look like paper quite convincingly. I mean, obviously when you look really closely, you can see that it's not. But I really like that. And they also have like some really cool tutorial videos on how to use the brushes. And one thing that they emphasize is that if you want it to look really real, if you go over the lines sometimes and end up with this like overlap, it really adds to the effect. So that's a tip that I learned from them. I was just doodling. This was a different brush, I think. This was like the gel pen one or something. A hand riding a bicycle. I don't know what's going on there. More typography, just sketching in blue. Some kind of, I think I was trying to do some kind of statue study here. I think I saw somebody do something like that with alcohol marker. Did I have a reference here? I did have a reference, so you can see here in the layer underneath I was tracing from an actual picture of a statue. I can't draw really like this. Trying out some cool lettering with a very limited color palette. And then if you've seen any of my sketchbook tours before, you might know that sometimes I like to go to aquariums and draw fish really badly in crayons. And basically I continued with this. I took pictures of my sketchbook, so you can see my reference layers down here. I think I deleted them now, but they were there at one point. And then I basically traced over the lines in Procreate and then filled them in with this with these alcohol marker brushes, and I think they just look so cool. Just look at these dumb little guys. I love this orange and purple one actually. I haven't looked at these in a little bit. But yeah, I really love these illustrations. I think they'd be great on a t-shirt, perhaps. And these, this the guy's dumb face. Look at him. But yeah, I'd be very interested to hear from you guys how you use your digital art tools. You have to let me know in the comments down below. I really like to do some more like this. Oh, this one was duplicated because I was trying to work on it more. Yeah, you can see he was trying to develop this idea. I can't remember how it turned out. Oh, this was it. This is the final version. So in the end, I went with a completely different idea, but I also drew this in my sketchbook, you know. But it turns out that it was a final piece. But very much like not everything in here is little bunny doodles trying to come up with some kind of, I don't know. These are kind of witchy doodles, I guess. Ideas for my dad. There's more ideas for my dad. Oh, and this was something where I used ChatGPT and gave myself a little brief to follow. So I had to make some album artwork for this album that it described. So I basically made myself like a little brief sheet here. And then this was me kind of thumbnailing some ideas. And then this is kind of what I came up with in the end. I mean, obviously, there's a long way to go with my with my design skills, but I do really like that. And then this was me designing a birthday card for my boyfriend. This is Oshawott. It's a little Pokemon guy, and on a strawberry cupcake. And this is what I ended up doing. I was trying to figure out a background color. That's the other good thing about digital art. Sometimes you can like use a color to go over a background to see what it would look good as. I can't remember if I went with this or yellow in the end. Little doodles for thank you cards, which I never made. A blank page. Even my digital sketchbook has blank pages. It really is just like the real deal. And then just messing around. I think that the typography is something I would really like to do more of for sure. So I've been playing around with some ideas for that. These were just some botanical doodles, just messing around with vines, and I must have seen something that inspired me to try out something like this. I think these would also be cool tattoo designs. Just drawing with no reference here, so just drawing basically shells and a snail and some pebbles, and these were coloured in with the alcohol marker brushes as well, and just look how real that looks. It's crazy to me how much this can look like something that I drew on a piece of paper and scanned in. I really, have been amazed with this. And then this is another post that's now currently on my Instagram. You have to check the description if you want to see that. I've been doing a lot of these tree-related pieces lately, and so this was kind of like a version of one of those pieces that I made from a little sketch that I made in a park. So that's my little introduction of how I use my iPad as a digital sketchbook, and also how you can do the same. I hope it was really helpful. If you did like the video, please do like it. And if you've watched a couple of my videos and enjoyed them and you haven't subscribed yet, then maybe consider subscribing. And if this is the first video and you're not sure yet, maybe consider watching another video. There'll be a couple linked at the end in case you might like to just double check that you're sure that you don't want to subscribe. Yeah. And when you see this, I will be in Copenhagen, which is very exciting, and I can't wait to see you all in a couple of weeks with another video. To be determined. Let me know what you might like to see in the comments down below. Thanks so much for watching, everybody, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye for now.